The Plaza Hotel in New York City had never looked more beautiful. White roses lined the aisle, crystal chandeliers sparkled above hundreds of guests, and soft piano music filled the ballroom. Everyone had gathered to witness the wedding of Emily Carter and Daniel Harrison. Standing in front of the mirror, Emily adjusted her wedding dress. She should have been the happiest woman alive. Daniel was handsome, successful, and came from one of Boston's wealthiest and most respected families. Yet something felt wrong. Just moments before the ceremony, her phone buzzed. An unknown number. She opened the message. "If you marry Daniel today, you'll become the wife of the man responsible for your father's death. The proof is hidden inside his grandmother's safe." Emily's hands began to shake. Her father, Robert Carter, had supposedly died in a tragic car accident 10 years earlier. Everyone believed it had been nothing more than bad luck, but this message suggested otherwise. Outside, the wedding music began. The doors opened. It was time to walk down the aisle. Instead, Emily dropped her bouquet onto the floor. "I can't do this," she whispered. Then, loud enough for everyone to hear, "I'm calling off the wedding." Silence swallowed the ballroom. Hundreds of guests stared in disbelief. Daniel stepped toward her. "Emily, what are you doing?" She looked straight into his eyes. "I need the truth." Daniel's mother, Victoria Harrison, rose from her seat. "You're humiliating our family?" Emily ignored her. Still wearing her wedding dress, she ran out into the rainy streets of Manhattan. That night, she visited Michael Bennett, a retired detective and one of her late father's closest friends. After reading the mysterious message, Michael's face turned pale. "Emily, I always believed your father's death wasn't an accident." "Then why didn't you investigate?" "I tried." "What happened?" "I was ordered to stop." "By who?" Michael hesitated. "The Harrison family?" Emily wanted to believe Daniel. She truly loved him, but she needed answers. The following day, Daniel met her. "I've never lied to you." "Then open your grandmother's safe." His expression changed. His grandmother, Margaret Harrison, had passed away only a month earlier. Inside her old Boston mansion was a private safe no one had ever opened. Reluctantly, Daniel agreed. Together they traveled to Boston. Hidden behind a bookshelf in the library, they found the safe. The heavy steel door slowly opened. Inside were old letters, bank documents and a videotape, and a thick file labeled Robert Carter, Final Agreement. Emily opened the file. Every page shattered the life she thought she knew. 10 years earlier, Robert Carter had uncovered evidence that the Harrison family had illegally taken control of an $85 million inheritance that rightfully belonged to the Carter family. He had planned to expose everything. Emily's eyes filled with tears. "So, my father died because he knew the truth?" Daniel looked just as shocked. "I swear, I never knew any of this." Before anyone could speak again, the library door opened. Victoria Harrison walked inside. "You were never supposed to find those documents," she smiled coldly. "Your father knew too much. And now, so do you." Emily wanted to go to the police. The next morning, voila, every document had disappeared. The safe was empty. She stared at Daniel. Who took them? He couldn't answer. At that exact moment, another anonymous message appeared on her phone. "Don't trust the person standing beside you. He isn't protecting you. He's watching you." Emily felt her heart stop. Later that night, she overheard Daniel speaking on the phone. "Yes, Mom, she found everything. I'll handle it." Emily quietly walked away in tears. Had the man she loved betrayed her? Emily returned to New York. She confronted her mother, Linda Carter. Was Dad really killed in an accident? Linda looked down. "Some truths destroy people. I've lived a lie for 10 years. With trembling hands, Linda opened an old box. Inside was Robert Carter's journal. On the final page, Emily read, "If anything happens to me, tell Emily this. Someone inside the Harrison family tried to protect us. Who? Emily whispered. Linda began crying. Daniel's father, Thomas Harrison. Emily froze. Thomas had supposedly taken his own life 5 years earlier. Nothing made sense anymore. Michael Bennett called Emily. I found another copy of the videotape. They met inside an abandoned roadside motel. The tape began to play. Robert Carter appeared on screen beside Thomas Harrison. Robert looked directly into the camera. If you're watching this, I'm probably dead. The Harrison fortune was built on lies, but money isn't the biggest secret. Emily held her breath. Robert continued, Emily, you are not my biological daughter, but loving you has always been the greatest honor of my life. Emily burst into tears. Before the recording could finish, a gunshot shattered the motel window. Michael threw Emily to the floor. Run! Emily disappeared for several days. She trusted no one, not even Daniel. Eventually, Daniel found her. I'm not here to hurt you. I don't believe you. He handed her an old letter. My father wrote this before he died. Emily unfolded it. It read, Daniel, one day Emily will learn the truth. Protect her. She is the rightful heir of the Harrison family. Emily couldn't breathe. What does that mean? Daniel lowered his head. Your biological father was Thomas Harrison. Emily stared at him. So, I'm not your brother, Daniel interrupted. My parents adopted me when I was a baby. For the first time, everything finally began to make sense. Emily gathered every piece of evidence she could find. The courtroom was packed with reporters. Victoria Harrison sat confidently beside her expensive attorneys. Emily refused to back down. She presented Robert's journal, the videotape, the financial records. Then Daniel stood up. I can't protect my mother anymore. The courtroom fell silent. She covered up Robert Carter's murder. She also destroyed my father's life. Victoria screamed. You're not my son. Daniel looked at her calmly. No, but you raised me with lies. Just then, the courtroom doors opened. An elderly woman entered. It was Evelyn Brooks, Margaret Harrison's longtime assistant. She carried one final document, Margaret Harrison's last will and testament. The courtroom listened in complete silence. Evelyn began reading. Margaret Harrison had left her mansion, her company shares, and the entire $85 million estate to one person, Emily Carter Harrison. Victoria exploded with rage. That's impossible. Evelyn looked directly at her. No, the impossible part was keeping your lies alive for this long. Victoria Harrison was arrested. Fraud, forgery, financial crimes, conspiracy. Her empire collapsed overnight outside the courthouse. Daniel approached Emily. Have I lost you forever? Emily looked into his eyes. I loved you, but your family's lies destroyed my life. I'm not them. She remained silent for a long moment. Then spend the rest of your life proving it. 1 year later, Emily established the Robert Carter Foundation, helping families destroyed by corruption and injustice. Daniel stood beside her, not as her husband, but as a man determined to earn back her trust. One afternoon, Emily opened the box containing the wedding dress she never wore. A tiny folded note slipped onto the floor. She picked it up. Only one name was written on it. Margaret Harrison. Emily closed her eyes. The mysterious message that stopped the wedding had been arranged by Margaret before her death. Her final move had saved Emily's life. One single text message didn't destroy her future. It gave her the chance to reclaim it.